If you've ever dreamed of financial freedom but feel stuck in the slow lane of a traditional job or mediocre investments, this summary of MJ DeMarco's The Millionaire Fastlane is for you. It's not another self-help book promising instant riches without effort. It's a brutally honest and practical roadmap for building real fortune through entrepreneurship. In the next 5 chapters of this summary, we'll break down DeMarco's core ideas and, most importantly, give you clear guidelines on how to apply his principles in your own life. Each section will not only explain a key concept, but also show you how you can implement it to accelerate your path to wealth. We encourage you to read the full summary to get the most out of each idea and discover how you could transform your financial reality. Chapter 1. The Sidewalk, the Slowlane, and the Fastlane. MJ DeMarco begins his book by uncovering the 3 financial roads most people take. First, there's the sidewalk. Here people live paycheck to paycheck, without a financial plan, spending more than they earn, and sinking into debt. Think of the classic example of someone who has a good salary, but their lavish lifestyle keeps them in the red, with no savings, and living paycheck to paycheck. Their financial freedom is zero. Then there's the slow lane, the path society has taught us to follow. Go to college, get a good job, save 10% of your salary in a retirement plan, invest for the long term, and hope that in 40 or 50 years, you'll be a millionaire. The problem, according to DeMarco, is that this road is too slow and is filled with uncontrollable variables, such as market fluctuations and inflation. The example is that of a professional who works diligently, saves a small portion of his income, and waits for retirement to enjoy life, sacrificing his youth for the promise of uncertain future wealth. Finally, DeMarco introduces the Fastlane. This is not a get-rich-quick route, but rather a path to dramatically accelerate wealth building through entrepreneurship and the creation of systems that generate passive or semi-passive income. The key is to build a business that solves a large-scale problem and doesn't rely directly on your time to operate. An example would be the founder of a software company who creates a popular app that solves a common problem for thousands of users. Once developed, the app generates income on its own, regardless of whether the founder is actively working on it 24/7. Based on what has been expressed in this chapter, you should consider honestly assessing your current financial path and whether your daily actions are bringing you closer to or further from the financial freedom you desire. Chapter 2. The Consumer versus the Producer. One of the most powerful ideas in the Millionaire Fastlane is the shift in mindset from consumer to producer. Most people are hardwired to be consumers. They buy the latest gadgets, subscribe to streaming services, spend money on clothes, food, and entertainment. This is the sidewalk and slow lane. They focus on spending the money others make. DeMarco argues that to get into the fast lane, you must become a producer. Instead of just using Facebook, think about how you can create a social platform. Instead of just watching movies, consider producing content. The key is bringing value to the market. Wealth in the fast lane is not achieved by working hard for others, but by creating and distributing value to a mass audience. A clear example is that of a video game developer. In the slow lane, they might work for a large game company earning a salary. In the fast lane, this developer might create their own independent game, distribute it, and earn royalties on each sale. You become a producer of entertainment, not just a consumer. Another example is the person who, instead of just buying coffee, decides to open their own coffee shop and eventually a chain, producing and selling a product to a large number of consumers. Based on what has been discussed in this chapter, you should consider identifying areas in your life where you are a passive consumer and think about how you could become a creator, provider, or producer of value in those same areas. Chapter 3. The Commandments of the Fastlane. DeMarco presents 5 commandments that are crucial to building a successful business on the fast track. These commandments are need, entry, scale, space, and control. 1. Need. Your business must meet a real need, solve a problem, or provide significant value to the market. It's not about building something you love, but something people actually want or need. For example, instead of creating a generic dating app, you could identify the need in a specific niche, such as a dating app for dog lovers, by solving a narrower, more real problem. 2. Entry. Avoid markets with low barriers to entry. If it's easy for anyone to start a business in your niche, for example, dropshipping with no added value, it will be difficult to stand out and generate significant wealth due to saturation and competition. A business with a low barrier to entry is an online custom t-shirt shop, where the initial investment is minimal. A business with a higher barrier to entry, such as a specialized software company for the medical industry, requires technical knowledge and certifications, which limits competition. 3. Scale. Your business must have the potential to serve a massive audience. A business that can only serve a limited number of customers won't put you on the fast land. If you open a small bakery that can only serve your neighborhood, your revenue-generating capacity is limited. But if you create a chain of bakeries or develop a baked good that can be distributed nationally, the scale is immense. 4. Time and space. Your business shouldn't be directly dependent on your time. You must build a system that can function without your constant presence. This is achieved by delegating, automating, or creating digital products. If you are an independent consultant who charges by the hour, you are exchanging time for money. That is, you are on the slow lane. But if you create an online course that automatically sells to hundreds of students, you've disconnected your income from your time. 5. Control. You must have complete control over your business, your products, your pricing, and your strategy. Don't rely excessively on third parties or platforms you have no control over, such as selling exclusively on a platform that can change its policies overnight. Being an affiliate marketer who relies on the policies of a single e-commerce platform leaves you vulnerable. However, if you build your own online store and control your marketing, inventory, and customer relationships, you have much more control. Based on what has been discussed in this chapter, you should consider evaluating any potential business idea through the lens of these 5 commandments, ensuring it has the potential for true wealth acceleration. Chapter 4. Controlling seed money. This chapter delves into the idea that wealth on the fast lane is not just about money, but about controlling seed money. For example, income-generating assets. DeMarco emphasizes that fast-lane wealthy people don't seek a salary, but rather build income systems that allow them to continually and often passively reap money. Seed money is categorized as rental systems, content systems, distribution systems, and human systems. Rental systems, properties, software licenses, patents. They generate recurring income. An example is owning an apartment building and renting it out. Each month, without your constant intervention, you generate rental income. Software systems, apps, computer programs. Once created, they can be sold and distributed globally at low marginal costs. Developer who creates a successful mobile app and sells it to millions of users has planted a seed money that continually generates income. Content systems, books, online courses, blogs, YouTube channels. They generate income through advertising, direct sales, or subscriptions. A writer who publishes a best-selling ebook receives royalties for each copy sold, long after they've finished writing it. Distribution systems, e-commerce, franchise networks. They allow products or services to be distributed on a large scale. Amazon is the ultimate example of a mass distribution system, an online store that automates order management. And shipping allows the owner to generate sales without being physically present. Human systems. A team of employees or contractors who manage a business for you, while not completely passive, it frees you from the day-to-day operations. The owner of a restaurant chain who has hired managers for each location and a central team to oversee operations is using a human system. DeMarco emphasizes that true financial freedom lies in having multiple streams of income derived from these systems, not from a single job. The key is to build these systems so that they can operate with minimal supervision once established. Based on what has been discussed in this chapter, you should consider how you can start building or acquiring seed money that generates income independently of your time. Focusing on scalable systems with high potential for automation or delegation. Chapter 5. Speed and execution. The final pillar of the fast lane is speed and relentless execution. DeMarco criticizes analysis paralysis and the tendency to procrastinate. The fast lane is not a path for passive dreamers. It's for those who take action. Rapid execution, constant iteration, and the ability to pivot are essential. It's not about waiting for the perfect idea or the perfect moment. It's about launching, learning from the market, and continually improving. A common mistake is spending years planning a perfect business that never sees the light of day. In contrast, a Fastlane entrepreneur launches a minimum viable product, gets feedback from early users, and quickly improves it. An example might be an entrepreneur who wants to launch an online course platform. Instead of spending a year developing a complex platform with hundreds of courses, the Fastlane approach would be to launch a basic version with a single course, validate market interest, collect testimonials, and then, based on that traction, expand and improve the platform. Speed of launch and adapting to feedback are crucial. The Fastlane demands that you take responsibility for your results. Fastlaners understand that failure isn't the end, but rather an opportunity to learn and adjust course. They are proactive, move quickly, and focus on market impact. Based on what has been expressed in this chapter, you should consider prioritizing action over overplanning. It's launching your business ideas early and small, and quickly learning from market feedback to iterate and grow. In conclusion, the Millionaire Fastlane isn't just a book. It's a call to action. It's an invitation to break with old beliefs about money and forge your own path to true financial freedom. DeMarco challenges you to stop being a pawn in the wealth game and become the architect of your own destiny. Don't wait until retirement to live the life you've always dreamed of. Start today building the systems that will give you the time and freedom you deserve. The Fastlane isn't easy, but it's the most direct and controllable path to wealth and fulfillment. Now, go out and create. Your financial future awaits. If you liked the video, give it a like and subscribe so you don't miss more best ideas in a nutshell.